Hi everybody, it's Oksana, and today I wanted to show you guys another version of my summer foundation routine, and this one is a powder. So I showed you guys what I typically do with the liquid foundation with the Pure Nada, and I really love that. But sometimes I also reach for a powder, and I go through these little periods where I'll just be all about the liquid and I'll wear that every single day, and then one day, for whatever reason, I put on powder and I'll be all about the powder and I wear that. So right now I'm in one of those periods where I'm wearing the powder. So I thought I would show you guys what I do for that and how I achieve this face. So I'm going to start with this Absolutely Whipped foundation from Devita. It's kind of like a tinted moisturizer. Basically, any tinted moisturizer would do. This is to kind of prep my skin and make it a little bit less matte, make the whole look a little bit less matte, because the powder is a matte powder. And this is a pretty moisturizing foundation. It kind of has a dewiness to it. So this way, when I put the powder over it, not only does the powder stick better and give me more coverage, but it also just kind of like looks less powdery and less matte. So let me just grab my mirror, make sure I blended that out well, because it's hard to see. I think I blended away my concealer. So I have my concealer on, which is the Beauty Without Cruelty pencil, like the thicker pencil. Sorry, I hope that mirror wasn't blinding you guys. And that's the same thing that I've been doing for ages, is that Beauty Without Cruelty concealer. And then I usually set it, I haven't done that yet, but I will set it with the Silk Naturals #1 brightening concealer. Alright, so now for the actual foundation part of this routine. This looks scary. This is the foundation, the pressed foundation. You can see I definitely hit pan on that. From the All Natural Face, and I think it comes in round pans now, but it used to come in these little squares, and I was too cheap to buy the whole compact, so I just bought the refill and stuck it in this little acrylic compact that I already had. But it's basically the same thing as their loose foundation, but you can get it in a pressed form. That's all that it is. And I absolutely love this brush. I'm like twirling it around, but it doesn't say anything on it. This is the Up and Up Target, brand. What is it called? Like a complexion brush or something, but it's so dense and short, so it really buffs well without being like floppy. And I think it works really good for powders, especially building the coverage. Not like if you want to set something with a powder, then it's probably too dense for that. But if you're applying like a foundation with a powder, then it's perfect. So I just go ahead and apply this foundation. And this offers really nice coverage. This particular shade is called Porcelain Kissed by Honey. Porcelain Kissed by Honey. But I think there's another shade that works a little better for me, and it's called like Light Beige Warm or something. I forget. I have it in the loose form, and I just, I want to use up this pressed form before I buy another one in another color. And this is close enough. It's not like it's super duper off or anything that I need to, right away go buy a different color. So I make do with this. And I'm trying to do half my face so you can hopefully see. Maybe I should have zoomed in a little bit. Let me zoom in. It has really, really awesome coverage. So I did like my forehead and then this cheek and my nose. But you can see by comparison, this has awesome, awesome coverage. But it is really matte. That's why I do the tinted moisturizer type product under it. And I think it looks really natural for a powder on dry skin. I think, it doesn't look powdery, and it doesn't cling to like every little hair, all that stuff that powder does that isn't good. It doesn't do that. So this is a really nice foundation if you prefer loose, it works pretty much the same in the loose form, but for convenience, I just like the pressed. And there's just a couple more ingredients. There's a preservative that's added to the pressed. It's sodium benzoate, I think, is a preservative she uses. You probably could press it yourself if you get the loose. I've never tried, but I mean, she presses it so it's able to be pressed. Like if you didn't want, for example, like the sodium benzoate in there and you wanted to try and press it yourself without it or something. So here is what that looks like. Let me zoom out. I look ghostly pale because this is a pretty pale color for me. The other one is a little warmer, the warm beige pale or whatever, so it looks a little better. But I really like the coverage. I really like the finish. I'm going to put my blush and lip color on so I kind of look more alive, and then I'll come back to show you guys the finished look. Alright, so what I did is I put on a glowy blush, a nice glowy blush, to bring the glow back to my face since the foundation is really matte. And what I like to do is after I apply my blush, my brush is, you know, pretty much clean. It has like trace amount of blush left on it. So I just very gently go over, like just basically in like one little sweep over my forehead and my nose and my chin with that blush. I'm not trying to put blush on like all over my face, but that little trace amount kind of perks up the face and adds just a tiny bit of glow and helps take away the matteness. And it's also like a one-step process. I know you can do this with a highlighter, but if you're just getting ready real quick, you know, you're already holding that blush brush in your hand, it's, you know, just saves you a whole other step of taking a new brush, getting a highlighter, putting that on. So just a quick and easy way so you can see what my face looks like. I also sprayed a little bit of George's Aloe. It is a little bit more matte, and you can kind of tell that I'm wearing powder a little bit more versus when I'm wearing the liquid foundation. You know, when you look up close, powder does have a little bit of a different look to it. But overall, I really like it because it's quick, it's easy, it gives me a lot of coverage, really good coverage. I think this brush is just amazing. This really, really helps. I absolutely recommend this brush, and it's cheap and you can find it at Target. And then this can be substituted out with any kind of tinted moisturizer, even just a regular moisturizer kind of product. Something, especially if you have dry skin. I have dry skin. If you have oily skin, you might not really need to put anything underneath the powder. But this is a pretty pricey product if you're just gonna cover it up, you know, with a powder on top. So I probably wouldn't buy this just for the purposes of wearing underneath a powder foundation. But it is nice, and I bought it a while ago, so I'm trying to kind of use it up. And that is it for my look. I did a tutorial on this eye look, which is either already up or will be up next, and also a review I'm recording today on this lipstick and a few other lipsticks, a little haul from Red Apple. This is Oh My Guava, so just a very peachy look. This is kind of a very natural look for me. This is not necessarily what I would do every day. Every day I would probably wear even less makeup than this, but in terms of foundation, that is kind of like an everyday routine for me because it's quick and it's easy. I didn't do any contouring or highlighting or anything like that, just really like 2 products, you know, and then concealer and blush. So that is what I've been doing. I wanted to share it with you in case you guys like powder. I wanted to make sure that I share this version 2 of my summer foundation routine. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.